See that phone home, he called me like, hold on. I came back to pick my mans up, plan to jump another planet. God let me ball, God let me Andre the Giant.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA action. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan. Alongside tonight, Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. With Allie LaForge reporting from the sidelines. The Hawks with their last game here in Atlanta before heading out on the road. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Knicks team. And GA, you started your career with the Knicks. What memories do you have from your time in New York?
Well, after winning the championship in college, it was great to play for a team in the NBA that had similar aspirations. So many great veterans to learn from and a Hall of Fame coach.
And so it's the Hawks getting on the board first. Back to Murray. A three-pointer, no good. Outside Edwards. Edwards with the stuff.
Well, talk about a guy who plays above the rim. Anthony Edwards.
Pass to Edey. Outside Durant. Right block shot. Just 5 on the clock. And then Durant with the jam.
Look at KD throwing it down, not giving the defense any opportunity there.
Outside Edwards. Back to Portis.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Here is Edwards. Outside Jackson. Clock at 4. Good, and the assist goes to Edwards.
Wow, Jackson Jr. lightning quick.
Pass to Clark. Back to KD. Clark outside. On the wing, Murray. Outside for Durant. Stolen by Brooks. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Here's Jackson. Here's Portis. Fires the three. And again, Atlanta with the triple.
Well, this offense is off to an outstanding start. They're communicating, executing, and finding great shots.
KD with the bucket.
And Durant, so dangerous as a scorer. He can shoot it from deep, also beat you off the dribble there. He just stops and pops.
Now here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
A signature slam from the big fella. We've seen a few of those before.
We've known about Jaren Jackson Jr.'s defensive acumen, but GA much improved as a scorer as well.
He had range out beyond the arc, and his handle, I think it's underrated. One of the top two-way bigs in our league.
Jackson misses. Knicks trail by 8. And stolen by Murray. And KD throws it down.
Murray's active hands starting it off. This is a guy who's led the league in steals.
Jackson with the screen. Here's Edwards. It's hauled in by DeJounte Murray. And so here is New York. Durant deciding where to go with it. And the dunk by Edey.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Now, here's Ball. still scoreless. Edwards inside. And Edwards with the stuff.
Among the best athletes in this league, Anthony Edwards taking flight.
Pass to Edey. And here is KD. Looking for Edey. He gets it there.
Well, he saw the height advantage he had and went right up with it. That's exactly what you want him to do there.
And the Hawks making a change here. The Knicks shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Out to Edwards. There's a screen by Achua. Knicks with the rebound. It's Edey, high post. Back to Durant. Stolen by Ball. Here's Jackson. He got it up. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Hawks on top, up by 3. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And for the Hawks guys, what stands out to you stats-wise?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
Yeah, this defensive game plan is working very well, putting constant pressure on the offense and forcing a lot of mistakes.
Knocks it loose and stolen by Murray. Out to the wing. Here's Rollins. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket. Well, Greg, you've had a long NBA career, so I'm curious, what's one of the biggest changes you've noticed since you've retired?
Well, you know, one that doesn't get talked about enough, length. You know, players these days are just longer, especially in the backcourt and that wing position. It feels like every team has a guy 6'9" or taller that is a pure perimeter player.
Wells' shot is good.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Bamba. And the dunk by Bamba.
And that 7'9" wingspan on full display there. Bamba swooping in with authority.
Murray with it. Now Green defending. And here is Murray. He has yet to score. Just 5 to shoot. And that one's good by Clark.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Stan, March 2025 marked the passing of the great Dikembe Mutombo. 4 of his 8 All-Star appearances came as an Atlanta Hawk.
And he also won back-to-back Defensive Player of the Year awards in Atlanta. 4 in total over the course of his career. A tremendous player, but even more importantly, a humanitarian and a statesman for the game.
Here's Murray, and again it's New York.
That's light work there for Murray off the 2-man game.
Now here's Ball. Pass to Bamba. Back to Ball. Down low. Nice shot there by Bamba. Bamba's got 4 this quarter.
Precise delivery on the pass. Led him perfectly.
And so Mike Brown calls a timeout. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Pass to Edey. Some nice passing by New York here. Outside, KD. Back to Edey. And the dunk by Edey.
Well, you love assisted hoops. That's good offense.
Edwards looking it over. Edwards.
Wow, this is how explosive Edwards can be. He finishes with such force at the rim.
To the paint. Here's Wells. Durant down low. A three-pointer is right on target. Wells has got the lead up to 4 now for the Knicks.
Pushing the action.
Edwards with the dunk of the night.
Well, that was unbelievable. Not many guys can do what Ant-Man just did.
And no questioning the greatness of Kevin Durant. But, Greg, trying to get back into championship contention.
Yeah, and since his 2 titles with the Warriors, disappointment with the Nets and Suns, can he get a shot at another ring?
New York needs to get off a shot. He can't hit.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Throws it up high. Stolen by Durant. And a fast break now for the Knicks. There's 38 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. In close, Durant gets the bucket.
Anytime KD gets that look, it's a great possession for this team.
Jackson misses.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Now Brooks hasn't made one yet. Sinks the triple.
Well, he's such a natural talent. Has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
KD, that's for 2. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Knicks lead by 1. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Hawks. Portis the screen for the lead. Pocket 6. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. And trying for the go-ahead basket, it doesn't go in. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. And New York making a change here. Murray scanning the floor. Edey trying to break free. Banked in off the glass. Edey's got 9.
Well, you know, it's funny, but young Zach Edey has already established himself as one of the best offensive rebounders in this league.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Hey, Kevin. Kevin Durant talked about the key to his longevity. And he said just being enthusiastic about the game every day and wanting to get better, that forces you to get in the gym. What you do the most is what you're going to be best at. And if you don't use it, you'll lose it. That's how I look at it. Kevin, back to you.
Truly the love for the game. Allie, as always, we appreciate your reporting. Outside Edwards. Portis the screen. Edwards drives in. And finished off by Edwards.
Well, just look at that power. Edwards is unbelievable.
The Hawks leading. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third.
Nice there, getting the reverse. Love that. And the fans got a little bit of a show there.
Guys, that one definitely had a little something extra on it. Pass to Wells. Back to Durant. A 15-footer. And another turnover here by New York.
Well, it shows you how crucial communication is. They clearly weren't on the same page there.
The Hawks leading by 3. Edwards with it. He's got 19. Edwards detonates to the rim.
A spectacular finish from Edwards. Once he started driving, he did not hold back.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
And with the score as close as it is, these are the opportunities you truly can't allow.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. What a unique skill set Jaren Jackson Jr. coach brings to the floor.
No question, Kevin. He's a two-way player, a defensive player of the year who also has proven he can be a primary scorer, and he can score it from the three-point line, or he can put it on the floor and go to the basket. Plus, he's got a post game. This is one of the most versatile players in the league. Yeah, not at his most efficient this quarter. He's got to work on finding high percentage shots. You know, with the way he's scoring right now, they're just going to keep feeding him.
Here's Edey. Takes it inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
I mean, there aren't many other ways to guard him. You have to put a body on him.
And last year, coach, for the Hawks ended in disappointment. But they're feeling good about this roster.
Well, they've assembled some exciting young talent. A real depth of talent at the forward positions. Once they mature, they could be dangerous.
There's a minute 34 left to play here in the third. Pass to Achiuwa. The wide open look here for Vucevic. Makes no mistake on the open jump shot. And the Hawks lead by 7.
Working it to Vucevic, and he does not hesitate.
Durant, wide open, he fires. Hits the target from 18 feet. KD's got 10.
And a bit of a struggle for him so far in the quarter. Just 1 for 5 from the field.
Here's Vucevic. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball. Vucevic has got the lead up to 8 now for the Hawks. Back to Edey. Trying to come right back with the three of his own. It's no good. Over in the corner, Green. Another three for Atlanta.
There's 6 points on consecutive 3 balls. They're finding holes now in the D.
Here's KD. Tries again. It's stolen by Vucevic. Knocked loose. Stolen by Durant. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Edey gets the bucket.
Well, when Edey gets on a roll, it's hard to stop all 7'4" of him. He's been fantastic tonight scoring.
Pass to Vucevic. The three. The shot, no good.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this 4th and final quarter. Here's Murray. Inside. The powerful flush by Durant.
You know, I think Murray is at his best when he's unselfish, looking to create for others.
Ball feeling it out a bit. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Knicks trailed by 7. Murray outside. Pass to Durant for the three. It's rebounded by Portis. To the middle. And that one swishes right in.
Well, listen, Portis certainly doesn't lack confidence off the catch. He feels like he can score anytime down the floor.
Here's Durant. Edey. That's good, and it's KD with the assist.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Pass to Vucevic. Lots of room. The Knicks pull it in.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
And here is Wells. Back to Durant. From outside the arc. Here's Edey. Murray outside. Traps in the tray.
Well, that's just another thing Murray can do for you. Hit the three.
And we'll have a timeout called by Quinn Snyder. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Hey guys, well, Quinn Snyder was just reviewing the plan with the team. He told them, no time to celebrate. The work is not finished. We've got to stick with it and keep growing what we've got here. Words of wisdom for his squad. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thank you for that.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards. Taking the contact, but staying committed to his finish.
Now Edey. Durant fires. Kevin Durant, bullseye. Money on the three.
And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
Well, you know this is when they lean on him, and he delivers with a much-needed score.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of him, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim.
Yeah, I think Murray is at his most effective when he's focused on creating plays for others.
It's sent back by Edey. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Jackson with the rebound. The Hawks leading by 3. From outside, it's good.
Well, modern-day big men can hit threes and guard multiple positions. That's Jaren Jackson.
Outside, KD. Five on the clock. Trying again.
Well, with Zach Edey, it's about more than his 7'4" size. Skills will develop, his timing will improve, but he's already got the physical foundation of a great player.
And so he makes both from the line.
Well, they needed those. He stayed calm and got it done.
Outside, Edwards. Edey rips down the rebound.
You know, you'd love to see him pull that off, but instead he goes from highlight reel to the bloopers.
Here's Durant. Good on the first, and that narrows the lead down to just 3.
Such a unique player. Kevin Durant, pure shooter, incredibly skilled, all at nearly 7 feet tall.
And that would have been a killer if he missed one of those, but he was rock solid. That turns the lead now to a one-possession lead.
Portis. There's the jumper. Nice one.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Edey outside. High post, KD. And there's the 3-second call. This one on the defense. And so he hits the technical free throw.
And that technical foul changes the complexion of this one. Now, just a one-possession game.
Here's Durant. Murray outside. Now Durant. It's stolen by Reddish. There's a 4-second. Whoa, man!
Well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, just protect the ball, make smart decisions, don't give them a chance to get back in the game.
Durant, rebounded by Portis. And so the Hawks take the win. They didn't make it easy on themselves.